Hello and welcome to the weekly moon update for the week of December 30th and January 5th. This means that this is the last week of 2024 and we've got New Year's Eve coming up this week. We have a new moon this week and we're starting 2025. Before I forget, also, the Witching Hours is having their special New Year's episode and New Year predictions. They will be having a lot of different guests on, myself included. I'll be talking about the moon for January and a little bit of prediction for 2025, but there's going to be other guests on there as well talking about how they're feeling 2025 is going to be. So it's a really fun episode. I highly encourage you to watch. And that is going to be on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday, January 2nd. In these weekly moon update videos, we talk about the moon energy for the current week. In this case, we're talking about the new moon in Capricorn week, a new year week. So we've got lots to talk about. If you're watching this live on Sunday when it premieres, hi and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not watching this live, there are always timestamps in the description box below so that you can jump to whatever part of the week that you are currently watching it. And there's also going to be oracle messages. There's extra oracle messages today because I felt called to do like a full reading for this end of year, beginning of a new year week. So let's jump right into it. So we're technically moving into Capricorn Sunday evening around 11 o'clock p.m. So that's going to put us into the new moon energy, which is going to be all day Monday and all day Tuesday. The moon is technically new Monday evening at 5:26 p.m. So if you're wanting to do your new moon activities, set your intentions, whatever it is that you normally do for your new moon, I recommend doing that Monday or Tuesday while we're still in that Capricorn energy. So ideally, starting a week off with a new moon is not, not the best kind of energy. But hopefully, maybe some of you out there might have Monday and Tuesday off, or Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off. Hopefully, maybe, possibly, because the new moon is a time of rest and reflection and to allowing yourself some downtime. Capricorns are difficult to relax because they're always kind of like striving and trying to achieve and try to get to the other side, try to get to that finish line. So it's really important for Capricorn people to set self-care goals that gives them that like drive to like achieve them, and it also forces them to rest and relax. So a Capricorn new moon is paired with a Cancer full moon, which we will have in a couple of weeks. So these two energies, although opposite, go hand in hand. Capricorn gives you that strength and that foundation and that drive to achieve, whereas Cancer is going to make sure that all of your needs are met so that you're being nourished and you're replenishing your energy so that you can achieve those goals. So having this new moon so close to the first of the year is obviously having us thinking about what our goals for 2025 are. So Capricorn moons are big for setting intentions, not just for that month in that moon cycle, but also for the entire year. This is laying the groundwork and laying those foundations from which you want to like build on and grow from. If we're thinking of the seed analogy, this is like getting the soil ready, like adding nutrients to the soil, tilling it, mulching it over, whatever it is that you need to do to best prepare your foundation or your soil for the seeds that you want to plant in spring. So in both the 2024 Just a Phase Moon Planner and the undated Just a Phase Moon Planner that was just released has this seasonal planning section so that you're able to take those bigger goals and break them down into smaller little individual goals, looking at the entirety of the year, looking at like the energy that each season has. For example, the summer solstice is the full moon time of year. So this is a very active time and where you have a lot of energy available to you. So maybe putting heavier tasks or more physical tasks or more physically demanding tasks or mentally demanding tasks for your goals here, and starting out kind of slow with the darker crescent moon times of year, for example. So between now and January, or between now and February, is the waxing crescent time of year, because Yule is technically the new moon, dark moon, hibernation, and it's actually kind of Aquarius season, and February and Imbolc, where you want to start taking your first steps towards your goals. So where we are currently now, again, is focusing on that soil and getting the soil ready to plant in the springtime. And again, there's a spread both here in the 2024 planner and in the undated planner as well. So I know I've talked about the Mars retrograde a lot already, and I've been kind of drilling into everybody to let winter be winter, and which we should always do every year, but it's even more significant now because this Mars retrograde is longer than usual. And Mars staying in Leo, I think, is very significant for a lot of reasons. So when Mars is retrograde, we're giving opportunities to rethink, restructure, redo how we take action, how we approach things, how we fight, how we argue, how we interact with the world. And this isn't, this is like an introspective thing. This is something that we're going inward. We're not being external with our actions. We're not being external with our intentions yet. And there's even more significance to this downtime and reflection time and hibernation time and this winter season to really wait and think and restructure your foundation, make sure your soil is ready for planting things in spring. So really a lot of things to like think about for this new moon, on top of it just being like trying to set intentions for this month, but setting intentions for the entire year, but setting intentions and laying groundwork for, I think, really significant shifts for this year. So we'll be in Capricorn energy for all day Monday and all day Tuesday. And then early, right after midnight, the moon is going to start to transition. And by 5:50 a.m. Wednesday morning, we'll be in Aquarius energy. So Aquarius energy is the season right after Capricorn season. It's the beginning of the year. It's like we've already been immersed into this new year and this new time and this new season. And now you're able to like get your brain thinking about new ideas and new ways of doing things. So really, I feel like you could kind of be setting intentions for this entire week, because this entire week is the season of the beginning of the year. We're starting with the winter solstice energy with the Capricorn moon, and then we're moving into January, February. And then we're moving into Pisces season, which now that we've prepared our soil and prepared our foundation, the Pisces water energy is what's really going to nourish and enrich your dreams and the seeds that you want to plant, and water, like literally water your soil. So we'll be in Aquarius air, mental activity, new idea energy in the middle of the week, Wednesday, all day Wednesday and all day Thursday. And then we'll move into that Pisces energy at 10:21 a.m. Friday. So we're like, I don't know, this week feels like a lot of energy this week, but a lot of like, I don't know, like finding like in the season of winter when everything's like calm and quiet and dark, you can hear better like in that silence, and you can hear better, just like you can see better once your eyes have adjusted to the dark. So the energy of this week kind of has that feeling of like letting things be still, letting things be quiet, and see what comes up for you. And then the Pisces energy on the weekend feels more like now you're able to like let these ideas wander a little bit and explore and navigate, like, where do we want to take this? Where do we want to go? what is possible and believing in the impossible. The moon will start to transition around 9:30 Sunday evening and move into Aries at 2:01 p.m. And that means we get to start off next week with an Aries Monday, which I love, love, love. Okay, so I did a spread from the Oracle of Roses book that is just called the Wild Rose Spread, and it's what must be let go, what must be kept, and what must be learned. So the three flowers that came up are the father, the flirt, and the lover. So what we need to let go of is the father. What needs to be kept is the flirt, and what needs to be learned is the lover. And this was so fascinating to me because there's certainly this big divine masculine shift. It was almost like the movement and the transformation from Pluto in Capricorn, which Capricorn is very like masculine energy, moving from that Pluto and Capricorn to Pluto and Aquarius, which Aquarius is more like free thinking and more about the evolution and about community and about the collective, and moving from this patriarchal Capricorn toxic masculinity and into a more divine masculine. Like divine masculine has at the very least been coming up since the Taurus full moon that we had a couple months ago. But I've really been feeling this divine masculine shift. I'm really seeing like the masculine, the people who identify as male within our community really kind of stepping up to the plate and being more divine masculine and positive masculinity, which is supportive, and that structure that we need, this foundation that we want to build from tower moments where everything has crumbled and everything has fallen, and building back a stronger foundation. And I'm really seeing that like masculine people who identify as male stepping up to the plate and doing that within this community, and like within just the like noticing it within society, which is something that we need. And I think the toxic masculine and the patriarchal masculine was maybe like offended or defensive or striking back in negative and toxic ways because they felt like that masculine energy was going to be stripped away by getting rid of the toxic, was going to like not allow them to be masculine, was going to force them to be more feminine, or like felt like that like something wrong was like happening to them, like they were losing their power. When I think now finally it's becoming more noticeable that like divine masculine and positive masculine energy is even more powerful and even more strong, has so much more strength to it. So anyways, I see the father rose here as what we're letting go of and stepping into a more divine masculine, letting go of that toxic masculinity. So anyways, I thought that was really interesting. So the father is the mountain rose. The real power to begin anything in your life is ultimately yours. Though you may be influenced, blocked, or gifted with opportunities, it is up to you to create the action needed for making a foray out of the world. Perhaps patience is needed, or more study before your plans can unfold. Or maybe you are trying to do something that is not truly aligned with your passions, values, and calling. The Father takes time to make trusted decisions that others can rely on. They are courageous and capable while inspiring a quiet type of leadership that is comforting and steadfast. So in the sense that that's like, I feel like that's like what we're coming into, is that like quiet leadership that is like more guiding and supportive than forceful and demanding and suppressive. So the center card on what we're supposed to keep is the flirt. And I see that as like flirting and playing with the idea of things that like draw your attention, the things that like if you're feeling attracted to something, like explore it, see what that is, see what that means. So the flirt is opening your heart to more playful and lighter outlook on what is before you, will allow you the space to see beyond any negativity clouding your judgment. Go through all options, even those that may seem rather remote, before making your decision. It is too easy to let something that seems good at the time get away from you, and for this to become your long-term and perhaps not sustainable enough reality. The flirt may know how to connect with others through a veil of lightness, but beware of what is on offer in exchange for the attention. So, I mean, we're always talking about like having more play and having more joy in our lives. And I think that's something that we should keep, especially with so much negativity in the world. Like we should foster. Why is foster coming up? Foster. We should hold on to the little things that give us joy, the little things that make us feel lighter, the little things that make us feel more playful. Like those are not bad things. Yes, they may be distracting us from the responsibilities that we have, but we need more joy and we need more play in our lives, like period. Like period. And it needs to be like whole fulfilling, soul fulfilling joy, not like distraction. And then for what we need to learn is the lover. So, the deepening of feelings and attachments are indicated, as well as the opportunity for freedom and adventure. To love is to become passionate about a person, goal, or entity. And when emotions are raised to the level of love, we can sometimes lose ourselves in the process. Love is indicated, but be wary that obsessions do not come into play. The lover appreciates beauty of life and love. They dedicate themselves to following their emotions and prioritizing their feelings with a verve of adventure and daring. Often this gets them in trouble, but they usually bounce back. So we're allowing ourselves to play with the things that draw our attention, to flirt with things that we're curious if it's going to make us happy. And then what we're supposed to learn is to deepen that flirtatiousness, deeper that connection, and find that unconditional love. And because this is in the learning placement, I'm going to read the information about the rose as well. So this rose was found growing on what was once known as Bourbon Island and Martrucius, now called Reunion Island. It is thought to have become hybridized naturally between a cross of the Provence rose and the some French word rose, both of which were used as hedging roses on the island in the early 1800s. This rose grows from 4 to 12 feet and requires a full sun position with rich soil that is free draining. Water needs are average. You can allow the top inch or so, or 2 to 3 centimeters to become dry, to dry out a little before watering. Flowers early spring, summer, and autumn. Oh, so roses are supposed to bloom in the autumn. I didn't know that. Okay, so it says the plant energies are emotions, love, passion, self-esteem, and adventure. The deities are Aphrodite, Cupid, Venus, and Eros, and the sign is Taurus, or the zodiac sign is Taurus. The bourbon rose is what this lover rose is called. So our chakra card for this week is transformation. You are becoming a lighter and easier version of yourself now, and your transformation is clear for all to see. Focus your attention and intention on sharing what you have learned with others. Remember that as you ascend, you lead the way for those not yet at your level of awareness or development. If you feel called to teach, honor that calling. Your very being is both a mirror and example, inspiring others to carry on with grace. So this is a Soul Star Chakra card. The crystal they recommend is pink sapphire, and the herb is rose. Look, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Okay, and this is our gemstone for this week. We had this gemstone a couple weeks ago too. Honey calcite is known to heal the mother wound. It's a powerful partner in assisting you to release stuck energies so that you can heal and move forward with greater presence, ease, and forgiveness. This gem's nurturing vibration brings gentle protection, optimism, and insight. It activates the solar plexus chakra and promotes a smooth flow of energy throughout your body and spirit. The affirmation is, I am held, I am healed, and I release stuck energy and forgive with grace. So remember that new moons can be a time to release as well. I know, well, the dark moon is technically the time to be releasing and shedding so that you're making room and clearing things out so that you're calling new things back in. It's also interesting that we have like this healing the mother wound thing when we're stepping into like a more divine masculine energy too. I think that so like I'm gonna get this backwards, but this in the priestessing classes that I took, we talked a lot about divine masculine, divine feminine. I hope I get this right. So wounded feminine. It's like a cycle. I don't think I'm gonna say this right. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. Like wounded feminine triggers tos- toxic masculine, which then wounds the feminine, which then wounds the masculine. But if you break that cycle of divine feminine can heal toxic masculine, and divine masculine can heal toxic or wounded feminine. And it's like this cycle. You have to break the cycle, but you can't have one without the other. Like you have to have, in order for the feminine to heal, you have to have masculine to support it. And in order for masculine to heal, you have to have feminine to nurture it. I don't know if I got that right. it it makes sense in your head, but it's I don't know, it's confusing to say out loud. Again, look how pretty the cards are. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Okay, anyways, look how pretty the cards are. We've got this like flow of like roses and honey and very like florally, flowery energy this week. Lots to think about. And remember, like thinking about like how to grow this love, like how to grow this rose. This each one of these roses, they're all roses, but they all need different stuff in their soil. Like that's what this whole guidebook talks about, is like all of the different things that they need in their soil and all the different amounts of sunlight, and how they all have such very different needs, but they are all just beautiful. They all look different, but they're all beautiful and they're all perfect. And that's how we're supposed to like look at ourselves too, because that's how the divine would look at us. The divine would see each and one of us just as beautiful as these roses, but we have to be speaking positively to ourselves. And it feels like this new moon in Capricorn is going to help us really like restructure that soil. What are the thoughts that you're speaking to yourself? Are the nutrients that you're putting into your body? What things are you surrounding yourself with? Is it a loving and supportive, nurturing an environment? Is it nutritious and healthy food? Is it water? Are we getting enough water? Are you getting enough sunlight? Are you getting enough nutrients? Are you being kind to yourself? Ask yourself all of these things when you are setting intentions, when you are making plans for next year. So have a happy new moon. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I can't wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon. At two, um, that reminds me of a story I wrote one time uh, about like why bourbons always have like male names, and how it's like you spent the night with a different male lover every night if you were drinking a different whiskey every night. Anyways, um ah